Innovative.
What's the deal? It's your man Deshaun Showtime Watkins.
And I am Cool Ass Cam, the coolest motherfucker on the planet.
Woozy, and welcome to the culture of Comptonmania. We are back. We got a special guest today, none other than the golden voice himself, Mike Martinez. Triple M, man. How you doing?
I'm doing great, guys. Thanks for having me. Really appreciate being here.
For sure, man. Like, I officially met you probably 2 years ago, maybe 2 or 3 years ago.
Yeah, I think it was either I think we maybe first crossed paths at a D6W show. If not, it was a TWE show.
Yeah, definitely. That's Big Bill Chew, right?
Yeah, Big Billy Chew. Much
Chew
love
man.
to old man Bill.
Man, and that was in the OCCW.
Yes.
Arena, yeah, man, and it was a fun time, man. I had met you, Mike. Your energy is infectious. You got a ultimate dope personality. You got a lot of things going with you, and yeah, we want to talk about that a little bit, and also talk about how did you find yourself into getting into the wrestling business?
Well, it's a funny story. I'm one of 5 kids, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And in my family, we were raised, we don't have any labels or anything like that, so I include my stepbrothers in that.
Straight up.
Yeah, it's all family. It's all love. But yeah, they're all athletes. You know, my big brother, Joey, who's my father's junior, he played football, was a swimmer, a high diver. My brother, George, he was also a swimmer. My little brother, Michael, yeah, I got a little brother named Michael. We really like the name in the family. He's also a swimmer. My little sister, she was a cheerleader. Then she decided she didn't want to do that anymore, and she got 8 sacks her first season as a nose tackle at her high school.
Are you serious?
I'm not
she was out there smacking stuff in football camp? What is this, Little Giants?
Man, yeah, bro.
Icebox,
She was just
Icebox.
Yeah, bro. Like I could tell you a story of we were kids playing touch football in the apartments, right? And this one dude, you always have that one asshole friend growing up, right? So he popped her, and with tears in her eyes, she looked at my other friend and said, "Just give him the ball. I don't want to hurt you. Just give him the ball." And he gave him the ball, and she put him through a wooden fence.
The icebox returns.
My little sister, she is a force to be reckoned with. Stay on her good side. You gotta love those Geminis. But she also swam. She also played water polo. Me, I'm the dainty one.
Dainty? You was soft?
I'm a small man. When I graduated high school, I was 110 pounds soaking wet.
Dang.
I had to spend a summer eating immense amounts of food my dad gave me and trained me just to make 145 pounds to make it into the Army.
Wow.
So I lettered in badminton. I was the ASB guy.
Hey, so you really good at badminton?
I used to be. The knees ain't what they used to be.
Cam, we got to get the badminton.
Hey,
I was pretty lethal.
I still got my racket.
Okay.
I still have my OG racket.
It's on site then.
Let's
the
go.
Badminton Championships is going on. Triple M
Hey,
versus Showtime Watkins.
I know you guys already got a Comptonmania Boulevard champion, but can we get a badminton court championship going?
Ladies and gentlemen, let's start the Badminton Championship from all over the world.
I think I could take Shiloh. I think I could take Shiloh in the badminton
Shiloh
tournament.
versus Triple M.
But I've always been that character.
What you about to say, Cam?
Go get it, Cam.
I'm at a loss for words.
It's an Olympic. It's an
I just
Olympic
got laughs
sport.
for you.
It's an Olympic sport.
I mean, hey, man, I love badminton. Is really dope, though.
But I'm the character. So I was in drama club. I was part of
Sweet.
the ASB skits, student body and all that.
Yeah.
I think at one of the assemblies, I got my ass whooped dressed as Darth Vader as part of the skit. So I've always been outgoing. My father was a public speaker for Veterans Affairs and Advocacy.
Stop, dope.
My mom, she's a bit of a character too. Love you, Mom. Like, if you ever see me just kind of dancing out of nowhere, that's my mom in me, right? Like, I just got to keep a good vibe. But I'm really good friends with Psycho Stu. of Knox Pro. And he was doing a run up in Barstow at Destination 6 Wrestling.
Wow.
And so I did what any good fan would do. I cut a promo. Right?
Only Triple M, man.
And so they noticed the promo, Joe Money and Chris Impact. And I got a DM saying, hey, can we give you a call? So they gave me a call, and they asked, who taught you how to do that? And I was like, what are you talking about? Roddy Piper, Macho Man, Ric Flair.
Just watching it. Catching on.
I
Right?
grew up on this shit.
Hell yeah.
And again, I'm a smaller guy. I grew up a smaller guy. I've always referenced myself as the bird on the back of a rhino because I kept bigger friends around me to keep the bullies away. But, you can't always be surrounded by people. So I learned how to defend myself with my words. So I've been cutting promos on people since pretty much I can talk. But they noticed it. You want to come up and do some commentary? And so we ran up, we did some commentary. And then it led to ring announcing.
Man.
And then it turned into, I'm managing, I'm a lawyer, which is funny because I wanted to grow up to be a lawyer. But wrestling's always been there for me. Kind of like Star Wars has always been there for me.
One of the things that I appreciate about this guy, he is the definition of work. You know what I mean? Like when you're putting on something, everyone wants you to do something for them. Everyone is like, yo, this is what I'm going to get. When you have people like a Triple M, he's standing in the wings like, hey, I can fill in this gap over here. I can do this. I can do that. All that hustle and all that motivation and all that grind with all the personality, it puts you in like different high places that a lot of people can't get into. Where did you get that from? Like, where did you learn how to just be that?
I'm humble, brother. Like, I've grown up watching professional wrestling. I say it very candidly and honestly. Professional wrestling saved my life at a point.
Straight up. That's church over here.
My parents were going through a divorce, and it was rough. Mentally, it was rough. But, Stone Cold Steve Austin, Mankind, The Undertaker, The Rock, Triple H, man. I really love Triple H.
I couldn't stand Triple H.
That's why I loved him so. Because he was everything I wanted to be.
I can't wait to meet Triple H. I
right?
say that shit every time.
And these guys kept me positive. And then me and a group of my friends, shout out to the homies, class of 2002, Sierra Vista High School.
02? Okay. 03 in the building.
We got together and we started the RHWF. And it was like our little backyard gimmick. And we would get together on the weekends and we would film our matches at the high school on the football field.
That's hard.
Right? We do it before anybody would notice we were there. And then it kind of evolved that we went to parks. And we would put everybody up on game. Hey, we're going to film a little sequence here. Don't call the cops. And, this went on until I was in my 30s.
Wow.
Right? I was a backyarder until my 30s, and then I got noticed. So the drive, my willingness to help and be a part of it is because I didn't go to a school. I didn't pay like a lot of these other performers who are highly talented, and you can see the money they invested and how committed they are to their craft. But I didn't go to Santino's. I didn't go to Knox Pro, right? All I have is my natural ability and the fact that I shouldn't be here. I see it like I'm an anomaly. It's weird. Like this kid from the street just kind of talked his way into the business, right? That's why you see me training at Robert Acevedo's house,
right?
With some of the guys because I can't afford to go to a school. I'm not a rich man. I'm a father of 4, right? Just another guy trying to make it in the world. But I'm happy to contribute any way I can, so I'm valuable to you, right? And though we all like to make it to the big show, we all want to make it to the big leagues, but just doing this can show my kids no matter how big or small, you can make your dreams come true. Don't give up on your dreams.
My partner, Anthony, shout out to Anthony Desiree, but my other partner, Anthony Lavelle.
Yeah.
His mom was like, you know what, Sean, one day you're going to be performing at Carnegie Hall, right? And she was like, listen, never despite small beginnings. Them little situations when you at the park, when you in the backyard, where maybe 2 people show up, maybe you struggling, maybe your car broke down.
Gee, let me tell you.
But the fact that you able to push through that, once you at that Carnegie Hall, all of that work that you put off. Like, for the first time in my life, I'm starting to see my value full time. And I'm glad you even talked about that, because training is very important in this world. Like, you got to get your training.
Oh, yeah.
And the dope part about it is, yeah, you wasn't able to go to those schools, but you are training. You do work. You do work on your craft. And, you know, it's a process. Like, you know, you got to enjoy the pain. You got to also work.
Yeah. When you say you got to enjoy the pain, you really do. You got to. Taking bumps gets fun. It becomes fun, right? But I mean, part of it, and
your body feels that shit for
it really
days.
Does. It really does. And
running them ropes, huh? Leave a stain on you, huh?
Man, let me tell you. But you know, I'm
in
blessed.
The ring.
I'm blessed to be around great people like Shiloh, like TMD, like Robert Acevedo, like the God King, like Boom Shasta. Guys that really encourage you, like even Necro King, Chase Cash, because anything else would be uncivilized. But these are guys that make sure that I know what I'm doing, because I should be an asset to the show.
Right.
When I take a bump, it should look good, so it makes whoever bumped me look great.
Yeah.
Right. And I've been privileged. I never thought I was gonna be here. Right? It's like the first time you lose your virginity, you're just happy it's happening. Right?
Is that how you felt, Kev? You was just happy that it was happening?
Man, I don't think this got nothing to do with me right now.
But
back to Triple M.
And as you can see, I've got a unique way of describing things. But it's just about being part of the show and taking guidance from guys that have been here a long time. Like, I followed Shiloh's TMD's career for a long time, since they were at Knox Pro. I was giving Shiloh shit about 10 years ago, telling him he needs to eat some steaks from the crowd, right? That was the first locker room I ever tried to break into.
Damn.
Right, and let me tell you, Black Pearl and Rikishi were not having that shit at all, right? But lo and behold, some years later, here we are. But I mean, it's cool, because I've never been in a situation where other people have really seen, like, oh, he has that potential. He has that little thing we can use right now and develop into something. I've always been told, where's wrestling going to get you?
Well, I know one thing. Your mouth, pause, gets you into a lot of places, because that's one thing that we saw. We like, yo, this dude, he can sell, he can talk, he can,
Well,
and you're available.
I try to be. I mean, I sold cars for 13 years. I better know how to spit some game, right? I sold Kirby vacuums door to door. Well,
Kirby, oh yeah, those were the you can shampoo.
Bro, you can shampoo.
Yeah, I had a Kirby.
It was a hand vac. You could vacuum the car with it. You can attach a massager to it.
The Kirby was a motherfucker, man.
It was
that
like
shit
6
was
machines.
Good.
Bro, I would discuss people on their
That
beds.
was like $300, right?
No, those bad boys. When I was selling them, they were going for $2,700. My average selling price was $1,800. I had a baby on the way.
Yeah, we got
baby
Cam,
Bella.
when you chop this up, you got to put a vision of the Kirby up.
Oh,
man.
yeah. That's the oldest vacuum cleaner in America. It was developed in 1904.
Damn.
Warren Buffett actually owns the company.
Oh, Warren Buffett.
He got some stacks of racks.
The culture of Comptonmania. Fun fact. Bing.
Bing.
Man.
But yeah, like I said, it's a blessing. Being here, being around very creative people. Like, man, we vibed day one. Me and you, we clicked. First day I met Cam, we clicked, and I think it's just a bunch of creative people.
Matter of fact, you was selling energy drinks or something at the time.
I was working with Herbalife selling healthy protein based teas. Because
you had the lift off.
Yeah, baby, I had the lift off in it. We even had a drink named after
Herbalife.
We
right
even had a
here.
drink called the Old Man Bill.
Oh, like Chew?
Yeah, we named it after the Old Man Bill.
What up, Bill Chew?
It's funny. I just found my recipe book for that too. But yeah, like you say, I'm always hustling. It's because you got to.
Man,
you got to. You got to provide for those kids, man.
Those
bills got to get paid, and It's either you're going to be in the rat race or you're going to be creative and differentiate yourself from other people that are out there. I mean, I'm not trying to tug my own strings or anything, but I haven't seen anybody else with their image on a neck brace out there.
Oh God.
Right.
But even before we even get into that, I want to talk about something that's really important too. I know that you a family man.
Yes, sir.
And September 30th, we have the fundraising show to bring Hansel back.
Yes.
You want to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, this September 30th in Baldwin Park, California, our hometown, we're having a fundraiser show called Coming to Get Ya. Comptonmania is joining Relentless Pro Wrestling, Valor Pro Wrestling, Amped Up Pro Wrestling, and Versus Pro Wrestling of Las Vegas for a first of its kind show. We're struggling right now as we're dealing with Hansel's abduction. It is a parental abduction. His father, and again, I'm not disparaging anybody of any class, I'm just stating the facts. His father, who does not have a legal status in our country, took Hansel over Father's Day weekend for a scheduled visit and took him into Mexico and hasn't brought him back. He's currently in Mexico City. We haven't had contact with him or Hansel. Needless to say, it's a very trying time for our family. But as we navigate these waters, we're finding it is expensive to do some of this paperwork and file some of these court proceedings. And working with lawyers that are experienced in this is costly. So we're trying to ask for the community's help to come into this fundraiser show in Baldwin Park at the American Legion Hall. It's on September 30th at 6 p.m. on Main in Los Angeles, across the street from Baldwin Park Pizza Company. It's very important that it's in Baldwin Park because we grew up in Baldwin Park. We graduated from service to high school in Baldwin Park. Hansel is part of the Tough Kids wrestling organization in Baldwin Park. He goes to Vineland Elementary School in Baldwin Park. So we're Baldwin Park people. Like I said, I'm doing my best to hold back the tears and keep myself together, but it's very hard. I'm Hansel's stepfather, but you know, Deshaun, that there's no labels. There's no labels. When you care for that child day in and day out, when you feed them, when you make sure that they have what they need. You spend time with Hansel. You spend time with him at shows. He loves wrestling. He loves wrestling, and all I want is our son to be home, playing with his action figures, having me call a match with him. So if you guys can make it out, we're going to be posting the flyers soon. Like I said, multiple professional wrestling companies in Southern California are coming together to help us bring Hansel home, and that's the hashtag, Bring Hansel Home. And the show is Coming to Get Ya, September 30th at 6 p.m. in Baldwin Park.
Wow, that's really powerful. It kind of takes me back to the conception of why we built Comptonmania from the first place. Is you want to create a family type of an atmosphere, especially with the people you work with, because these are the people that you sacrificing time with. You want to be able to have your family be a part of that too, because a lot of times in succession or being successful, you got to leave a family behind, and sometimes that can tear up the family. So the whole thing is about, as humans, we need communities, we need families in order for us to be the best versions of ourselves.
Yeah.
And
I mean, I don't want to drop any names, but I'm going to drop one because I've been authorized to. If any of you are familiar with that sensational Netflix series, Glow, The Gorgeous Ladies of Wrestling, the Royal Hawaiian herself will be there.
Wow, the Royal Hawaiian will be there.
Miss April Hom. And I got to tell you, I have to thank everybody that is involved with me in professional wrestling. It's been amazing, the outpour of love that we've gotten. For Wes Logan, of Versus Pro Wrestling, to step up and help us out. For you guys at Comptonmania, which Comptonmania outside of Destination 6 was like my first home in the southern California area,
deep south,
out of the high desert. But I mean, and the Ghetto Gauntlet's coming up, and 1 year ago we were guests at the Ghetto Gauntlet. This year, I'm participating with you guys in the Ghetto Gauntlet. And it's a family experience, like you said. Like, you know, that year, Hansel had notebook, paper, pencils, and a backpack because we got it from you guys at the Comptonmania show.
Man.
Valor Pro Wrestling stepping in, and I'll admit, Joe Money's one of my best friends, man. He's a brother. He's been with us. He was there with us when we got the phone call of what was going on. And, you know, when we have more time, I'd like to go into greater detail of all the details of how it all played out.
I mean, we got 9 minutes. I mean, if you want to.
I mean, there's a lot of problems with our system. There's a lot of problems with our system. There's a lot of bureaucratic red tape. There's a lot of hands-off stuff. He was picked up from the Ontario Police Department parking lot because that's where the exchange always happens for visitation. Drop off and pickup is at the Ontario PD Police Department. Hansel's father's girlfriend called the Ontario Police Department the day of and told them what was going to happen. They asked, so how do you know this? Well, he's my ex-boyfriend. We broke up. So they chalked it up to a lover's quarrel and did not further investigate. Felipe, Hansel's father, had added a roof rack to his vehicle, the silver Volkswagen GTI, and parked it at a pharmacy one exit away from the police department where he met his friend to pick him up there and pick up Hansel in an alternate vehicle so we wouldn't notice. He crossed the border in San Diego at 8 p.m. Friday night. We contacted the Ontario Police Department Saturday when we were notified, the West Covina Police Department, and the La Puente Sheriffs, or Industry Sheriffs, wherever that line is. The Industry Sheriffs did do a wellness check, but by that time, they were already in Mexico. We were told that we couldn't do anything until Sunday at 4 p.m. when he was a no-show. And lo and behold, the protection order had expired. And the judge that filed that protection order, instead of filing two sets of paperwork, one as a custody order and one as a protection order, he rolled them all into one and made the custody stipulations of the protection order, meaning when the protection order expired, it all expired. So we've had to fight in court to get legal guardianship and parental rights of Hansel, which we just achieved. Now we're waiting for the LA County District Attorney's Office Child Abduction Unit to step in. Now here's the other problem. We're subject to the Hague Convention, which is an international convention where we recognize the sovereign rights of other countries' citizens, and Mexico is part of that convention. It's not so easy to have him serve paperwork through this convention so he can appear in court up here. So therein lies the problem. We already have the order that he needs to come back with Hansel. We just don't have any way to get it to him. It's been recommended by some bold and enthusiastic friends of ours who mean well, that we just go A-team style and just black ops, go get them ourselves. But then we violate international laws and put ourselves in trouble in Mexico and America. And if we're in jail, who's going to take care of Hansel? So it's a lot of red tape. It's very frustrating. As you can imagine, it's taken a catastrophic mental toll on my girlfriend, Maricela. I have the gift of I'm built different. I was a soldier in the Army. I was raised by Vietnam veterans. Stress and trauma have been something I've just been around my whole life. So I just get mission orientated, and I become a hammer, and everything's a nail, and I just hammer each nail down, go step by step, and trying to be methodical and bringing them back. The only ray of light that we've gotten is from Felipe's girlfriend. She also has a child with Felipe, and the grandmother from Mexico video called her because she wanted to see. Grandmamas want to see their grandbabies.
Right.
She spotted Hansel in the background of the video call. She spoke to Hansel. He is physically okay. He is healthy. He's being taken care of. I'm not going to say he's happy because I kind of know Hansel. He wants to be home already. He wants to go to school. He wants to be with his friends. Most of all, he wants to be with his parents, me and Maricela. This kid, you can't have her go around another aisle in the grocery store without him looking for her. And we have to really understand and respect the relationship children have with their mothers. I was taught that the name for God on the lips and heart of children is mother, because that is our first dose of unconditional love. Someone that is always going to be there for you. And if you've seen any National Geographic or Discovery Channel documentary, you ever seen a mama bear when she loses a cub? You ever seen a whale when it loses its calf? It's distraught. It searches for it. And every day it's a battle for us. Seeing his bed, seeing his toys, but having that empty silence in our home. It's something I don't wish on anybody. I hope everybody, understands I don't have any malice in my heart towards his father, because at the end of the day, the man is running from some serious charges here, some felony DUI charges. And it's a desperate act of a desperate man who just wants to get the last moments he can with his son. So I understand it. I'm gonna take the high road and be compassionate towards it. And if for some reason somehow this makes its way into Mexico and he sees it, all we ask is you bring Hansel home. If you want to just bring him to the border where we can pick him up and cross back over with him, we're fine with that. But bring Hansel home. He'll be happier. We love him here. We take care of him here. He gets whatever he wants. Sushi, Comptonmania shows, he has it all. He just needs to be home, back with us, his family. Most of all, he needs to be back with his mother. I mean, we have a message written on the mirror for him for when he comes home. He's got a Prime waiting for him in the refrigerator. He's got his favorite Kit Kat flavor waiting for him in the refrigerator to come home. And again, a lot of people in wrestling have reached out. I mean, I got to give a shout out to Big Money Dodge. He's been very instrumental, calling me damn near every day, checking on us, making anything that we can do to help. Talking to people he knows that might be close to where anything's happening. I can't name everybody because it's just so beautiful how this community of wrestling is, how tight we really are. I know you see a lot of the political dirt sheet stuff, but at the end of the day, there's a lot of love in professional wrestling, a lot of good people in professional wrestling. Lance Winters is another real one in professional wrestling.
Mm-hmm. Shout out Bully.
Yeah, this guy, he's willing to go through a table. He's willing to go through a table on September 30th for
Lance,
donations.
what the hell?
I already got him a necklace. We got, but that just shows you the length that people are willing to go to for Hansel, because Hansel's part of these locker rooms.
Man, every time I see him, he got a different toy in his hand, man.
Mama Way spoils him. That's like his grandma right there.
Mama Way spoils everybody.
Yeah, she does, man.
Man, dang, yeah, we definitely miss Hansel, man. He's definitely a part of the community. And I ask everybody out there to keep the family in good thoughts, lift it up. And
if you guys, you can't make it to the show, we understand. We also have a GoFundMe.
Okay.
We also have a GoFundMe. Whether it's $1, whatever you can give, every little bit helps, because we're going to have to hire some very expensive specialists to translate the paperwork, locate him in Mexico, and then have him served in Mexico.
That's just to get him served, Cam.
Once that happens, the federal government can finally step in. The State Department can finally step in. The U.S. Embassy can finally step in. And I don't know if I'm off or I'm being a little cynical, but the Hague Convention it's a two-way street. We respect that country's sovereign rights, but they have to respect ours. And in my eyes, a Mexican citizen violated the rights of two Americans. Okay? He took Hansel, who's a child who can't say otherwise. can't defend himself, doesn't have a choice in it. And he's devastated his mother. So if you guys can make it, September 30th, Baldwin Park, California. More to come on Facebook, Instagram, and the TikTok.
Man,
Where can
tell
they find
them,
you
yeah.
at?
Oh, at 3PLEM84 on TikTok and Instagram, and Mike Martinez on Facebook. It's probably going to be a deep swim on Facebook. There's a lot of Mike Martinez's out there.
And ladies and gentlemen, man, thank you for tuning in. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, share, comment. Let's talk about this. What do you guys think about the situation? You can follow Comptonmania on Comptonmania.com, Comptonmania on Instagram, Comptonmania on YouTube, Comptonmania on TikTok, Comptonmania on X, and Comptonmania on Twitch.
Comptonmania, everything, baby.
Yeah, and Comptonmania LLC on Twitter. I mean X. It's Cam, man.
I'm Cool Ass Cam, the coolest motherfucker on the planet. You can follow me at COOLAZZCAM. Tap in with our website, www.theinnovativeculture.com. Follow us on Instagram at innovative.culture and subscribe to our YouTube at youtube.com/innovativeculture. We out of here.
Bring back hustle.
Innovative.